Malungil total mereka Miss Idip. Kamal mamtera kamiti mal mereka sulle man mas emal kongel no tirikli silon tila kamiti lulingit teral me dumertial madala kamiti el tial appointment teral mora border FIC. Manangat mo si presidenta amal mo ongil masa background raw ma expertise raw ma aigel kuk amra tora urior mesat yaigi del border FIC na setia la appropriate el bom adala a border ni mang appointer raw mo adal ti al board lamre nga sula presidente leng ngomesrar tokol adal sibil nga niya qualification or til moraigal maklo to trail board at tokoni FIC cloud to trail tial hearing ang lela Senate ma tial committee bol sa el gukomes ra aigel credentials ra ma background ra bol sa el konge maluben diakal kangel tial appointment ta president awera do mo le skate almal bol sa emel guk tikmu sa sel to ko di ibok introduce our members sa committee for the record ngartiang Vice Chair Committee, Senator Abangal, hanggang kanya talaga ba conflict ringi lobang gemak mo lingit ringi mendia kalsal mal mo okay ra tol question malugal gament akbal ko dire ngania conflict nga kama regular members sa tial committee dire kal Senator Soy Saal direct member committee hindi ka lobang al tutang aniya ko kora al sungul direct Senator Tabalwal direct alalata committee ay da vice president ta senate el Karay Mario direct member committee manmasal mas el direct joining Senator Inabo direct adala committee Senator Imrur Ramangsaw gida adala committee sungino agitaya asang ba ang artial direkal gukti yang adala committee ni tamal soril guk ngartial yang guk rumameng sa igel guk mo o tingin mal mertial committee relal tuta madik ngulmor sa de akbading ngarigel kora questions questionnaire giblem sendele kong masaul mo sabi emel provide ako ra hensir kal mo nagigidel questions may ako ra mo basis ra questions are members sa committee direct mo ra abol ula igigidel ra discussion igidel al hearing igid ma tikpaskate al mal kuwadi nga niya so likmul ko ra opening statement ka dimdung bols edel maalia to question and answer committee.
Milto tayo, Chairman, kung masara teal. Pwede ka statement na pwede wasing il dalal mo kami yun mo get and I'll answer to the best of my ability. So lang.
Okay, mahal masaula. Ako mdaswe Miss Idip tial ako ra first appointment rakal mga board wise I'm sure ako ra dirga get the feel ra a process ra mo member ra board mong akti olingit ra kalori nga nakabol sa edel al mastete al senators al ngania kora specific lo al career al event tol so real mul girel tial appointment ra close to telel kibom deliberate ra confirmation ra bol sa el ngania yegi del kora ngil understanding ra adra senators mara tirgal adala committee ra igero gul kora ngaringil lo swil girem mang mebak nga ulan masa Senator Inabo
sulang chairman natin malungil tutawe Miss Idip kemarin sulle mal kongera appointment ra president ra wal mora board ra FIC domes ra skole may nga Bachelor of Arts degree ka ra criminology. Kamla Orioral Administrative Officer Bureau of Public Safety. After that, kaman makatera Ministry of Finance. Ulwaya umkura system analyst, information system digital accountant, mang kadang sa kamal familiar with the financial issues. Senator dir kamle confirm Miss Cosclin Gibbons, Mr. Basilius Mutal Mora for the FIC, committee at dir kamle conduct the hearing lo pantri. Mlarngi kora amle issue ra committee girela ayel luwaya dimlakal sa ela for the FIC lol nga sewra ar okya karapang el girela ako kirel girit tirgel blel holtaw du tira apang ke FIC awayal according to them say tekal sa ilol nga sertir leng FIC ako maldi kirel concentrate ra sel insolvency masel liquidity tel banking tel bank itself din dia kal angar alila okyara bank diswakal kurang all the swemel waseng angara nga omesang kura girel mo roller FIC sabedal mo ol nga sewer tirgay gital al victims al blel hol daw dire akmal concern girir leng nagikom not magi gitrail helper tiral file a lawsuit al girela ay gital mle hold al bangka alilang ra counter team and so ko ang muldo syom girel say sulang
and I'm speaking as other lawyer. I've heard that statement before, and I even at one point called the FIC lawyer. Then tira ada direct kalmira ka mama sem nguso ko mama. But if the law says that's the role of FIC, then they're working within the realm of the law. So maybe you need to change it so that they can go beyond that, beyond the solvency of the banks. And I understand was they're looking at it at was it tang tumultriran there. But personally I don't think they should have done that. Because it's between an individual and the IRS. It's not between the bank and the IRS. But I think the FIC could have played a bigger role in it because that's what it's there for, is to protect the banks and the consumers. I think there may be, if they're just strictly going by those wasing todo mesa solvency la bank maliquidity, then I think they need to expand their role. They shouldn't just sit back and say nga alam. It's the same thing with like the ATM. That's for me it's the same thing. Why if they can't help our other like why are they going in to say that girir mo la ATM girir makarang? For me it's the same concept. Don't consider other blue. And that is, I don't think the ATM is part of the bank liquidity. It's a technical problem that needs to be fixed. So if they can help our other blue get the ATMs working, alam na kasi bil help our other blue. Gilay galudo din gilay. Whatever the reason they got is, I don't think FIC like somebody else does that, but they should be protecting the people. Say ako that's why.
So lang Chairman Maldi one more. Kamal masulang artilal kuk perspective la sing ginadalol nga sirara because batokal timing sel dokira FIC was in dakal ngar alam. So mal gidalo spera board al kuk mesang selva say giral ngania tralil ngosawir kal adal kita trial protector ina kami ulkom regulator tel bank atral make sure kal okya ka ka rida udir tel bank but now ila ka by tel bank ma ore ka udir okya again it seems like mal gidat al mutal motmage uriolo sa kad makarangi help para FIC mutal moklo reaching mutal sipel a concerner nga kawasay because tel FIC a regularly audit tel bank monitor ay will activities at tel bank mo nga niya conflict of interest ringi FIC gukmal mo o manggil tel bank kal mo close mang bay guk mo de kalom karir okay kay mina ako concerner say kita ma this will bring that to your attention eh kamal musulang na insira ka. Thank you.
Saula, Senator Inabor Sen Malungil question na kung dasa say that traklol issue at sumakam member aboard tel FIC please bomoro loban tutorial sel arang labor na able to be recommend sumang if you need to change the law to cover ay gigil baby talantingi la supervision malumang oversight trabang please recommend ay gigil changes that needs to be done recommend mer all be involved sa edel address malbol plakatak la orela la FIC maigel guk mandate til sa ilel do ringi mrongong address ay the problem. I'm pretty sure sira the guk tongot mo kortial ula FIC tial FIA ang dimla ka do sa ay del problem mo happen mang kada amle overlook ay del possibilities hindi al happen ang te al sa edel guk omes address logi wala ania país ania som sate alla vice presidente mayor
ali ondia kalgere manakti kora tegi del isura bangal ne holda udira ade akmadeng lo asa are samlal mutul mestir trigelong erungul tim net sikal mortir no dia kal boltru bangaleng tenom nila setia makumda sa sengire labang lo lutaw udira ad ya ul makora mo pursue seguidia tial FIC tiang agiret protector depositors mundiagi salwaseng ako momesengil wase kabam kora sumumurabor de bolsa ulo meses seguido wase tial alaura FIC mochar sa igalbang ka fees tirawal oversee galbang sa segalel bay niya creator seguido kora conflict bol lakal sibil motmur al sel motse kaway gayir leng ulmur seguido wal al song saudu de la FIC galel government galel sibil saudu de la FIC el momru lang el mo monitor galbang get sa kalwa segang tol tirak la malwendia seguidia kora wal kora di concern maktiduli malsumang mo ange bol sibil lo mes seguido el parta lenga ka aktimla dimla kumrar seguido lo aset mo monitor galbang charge officer tir ngaringi atay el direkal guknari at legal mle aska tirgel tax auditor sum audita banks albor tegi del bank to asendia kama mal auditor kama FIC makundia tiang lela government el sendra tax auditor setil mo auditor kamiu betul lo audit mo ringa finding sa del banks makto mra lo aseng gira del mo meserngi sa policy mang obang direkal mo meserngi sa ele do rolo mo rolo mangel olbira akalulaw mo sa segi del parta neng ako bralo sa abay gila governmental fund ra FIC tira mo oversee galbang selwa sa kang arinya tamran mo ready malwendia se kora di mo banggalay concern ra ay nabo mandia kam gamen tringi lek modelo sa kang diakal fail mergaw lindri ka cover alsel dingigel lo singira adal nga outside mo sa se Lesa sel ko tulmon ital monda gim la kasi mkol ra FIC tirgay yang alit tirgay giri protect the depositors hindi mo dia hindi sa tal metrigel hiring tirgel lang ara borda ingaringel wan wasi tumlong hindi mal ko rang aringa kukulula agel kukulula bang luasen sibil lo mesetial ludo dal sum ko rang aringa telgi la bol termalelen sibil lor gadi mende ko dingal wasi sengra ngarama FIC dia kal tun morsel wasen dia katya al sumonatel melel gunge mo ditial morga dia tu dia adal dia kadil imong tebetokal adam no po wan mlore daw durim tum no bul maktion ngito asal sum ange bol subilo mes aktivamente ngileng no so sing isyul magtel ne klol ngaringi wal mlakal magatmok mendir isyul malsum ga daw spe mo sen sala bol subedel mage daw rol mo yang akaman mereka sulam no sebe mo ngera tel appointment ra president ko tel mena ngaram dala kami til ngarahin algere la confirmation sulang.
Saule Vice President malungil point raw. Ma'am sa la Senator Sangabaw mangusel temela ngir abang.
Sulange chairman emerald yak member committee mlayil da temela senator ngir abang almal maska kamak akpadinga sembato kumulngit nameni idiba akmadinga nga kablo mra legal blura Pacific yabang ko faway amla pull out umsin de libang of kwama even though igel belu almutul maklo population ngir ablur belaw makada madinga kwaseng awul mata ngartel belu beto ka di pasitor sergi to ka udo dal bol di pasit tau dirar adam ta dire kal si ilul teme ka udo dal amay mal investor stock market kulingit na ma bol sa amul dire kal core omesel kwaseng ara te eleleng sabaril dire kal contribute al mora development traveler belaw by renolling out tay ga hidal udo dal mora other ng talgib limited akuk especially are other kora low income at talgib meringer tire dia ka kora history tira loan history tire mong da ko niya kasing tiyang direkal tara kasi ilmo o mesering il kasi kada makara kora overall lang legal banks makut maklise so mga niya kora the swim direct lang mal kora welcome ringal so kung hindi ka understand sindiri ka kora al tiyang so lang chair.
Sulang yes, Senator Sangabaw. I remember at one point when Bank of Hawaii said that to show their commitment in Mervelao, other Hawaii, their minimum wage, they brought it up. I think $15 an hour or whatever that was. So if that's the commitment they're showing, I also feel that Giril also show a commitment to the development of whether it's a housing loan or, a small kind of loan, but the people need it. And if, like I said, if they say that's their commitment, they need to show it. They'll just in the salary, but also presence in Blue. So yes, that is one of the things that I wanted to look into if confirmed to the board. So lang.
Aula lamor Senator Masaw.
Tuta Miss Idip baldi ako adi concern nga maktimo share. There's no question Senator Inawo man milakat taklil was mal there's no question was background raw in finance and accounting. Malulaw makamal well qualified the mertial position as a board member of FIC. Makmal malungil ng lisay. Akpay diswadal ngo osingedel morsel akmadengel wasi kami acknowledge wasi you're aware of the strategic plan lo ngotmok keringi adra FIC. Bayon tida lekor kami smana wasi gaigidel ang concern committee members ma luldimuk keringa ikel kukora BS luldasura tokora technology bol sabel obong ikamal madengel wase your technologically inclined magmadklo understanding rara tokora technology mals emluk direct kalmo provide sa gidel insight al more board members wase with the changing times current technology ay gagita gel ku crash edel ku mospel actually tiang lang ngaringa tara namanil giblem raise ay gagita concern Ang mlo kukulus per example tial cashback. Sil operas tuang yung mga debit card rakal mo, kam araklalo, wasen so ma luyo kung okote kung telal batangelaw do dul omu. Makmal duli tiang appreciate ra shell ra trulaang el floringi yang sekal maara taaklul alu okore ngwa okay maklul batangelaw do up to $50. Masih wala teletal BS blabodol aswar ringi nik matingel nga mutel bebira te alra technology mo sa el sob aklid te gidel sel matamal la ATM mo nga te ledel el ma batangelaw do makura di swakal share say gide olingita ngesur ko mo obongem sob aklid agay gidel ko BS teletar toraw do sulang Miss Idip.
Guys, it's lang yung Senator Mwasaw. Yes, technology is fast. It's sometimes we can't keep up with it, but these are the things that we need to look into. Like Seraldala ATM, Makmurada was said, the reason why you have debit cards is that's one of the reason. But it's understood that, especially in Maklor other below, they want to hold that cash because they feel comfortable with it. But the younger generation, and also they sell cash. So it's something that we need to. I strongly believe that we need to look into, and we need to continue to study and see what's happening out in the world and adopt as necessary and fit the community together. So yes, it was good for their other blue because the lines at the bank were ridiculous, and people wasted time in the lines, and then sometimes only to find out that they can't go in because the bank closed. So and like I said, technology is changing, and I think there's some things in this act that we need to look at and change because of changing technology. There's some things that we may have missed because at that time we didn't think of that would happen, and it has happened. So yes, that they need to also look into is we need to be proactive rather than just reactive to situations.
Usubese Miss Idip ang daksal sure dik make a correction shell ra PRA. O PRA shell nga malal. Say gitas edal availor tiay gidat cashback service. Ya ogingil se Miss Idip ang diswakal maldi merungu kali kamanlo makataklira sila pa bilangem. El waseng mal dakal sa beekal mo muil masata egal tokoy. Me bay bol nga ngati el mong ebol sa beekal give my honest recommendation el mo improve kay gidel betokal tingila tora FIC makmal say gidel tora honesty ma integrity amal appreciate ringi kulingit mo ba say gidel mo totar ka obom tura kangara umreleman mo soyus bumsel obong mo spare ay sulay naman ni
Sila Senator Mosaw. Ulala mo Senator Tabalwal.
Sula chair. Malakti umasetel background rakaw sing criminality no information system silang kokongin mo FIC. Tiang adi kora kuliti mongerim sira altal ngarapla ngal ke bolomes ngara inspire ka ora igay gid lurerem lulam kamlara kabamente more private ela I know you're comfortable and think kongen mo tuli tel tawdur. What drives you and the inspiration that makes you do the things that you do?
I was in government for a long time. Making that jump to the private sector was scary, but the grass is always greener on the other side. What drives me is to go on this board is I'll give back, because I left public sector doesn't mean stop already or say so now I feel this is my opportunity to give back to the public sector, to the community, whatever I can offer. Say it.
Okay, nasa nga niya ta magpasati alel ngiri abangan mang.
Sa Saule cherak ne ronde ronda do il datte megal mora senators nga ba din sa kalmutal mai. Namini over the last 8 years el kara a Senate. Te ala gotel ke gade bel answer el blagi sar questionnaire mora naminin mora ngidil board. Waradi no not applicable. Celebrate detail and waradi 1 sentence 2 sentence. It's interesting. The COT the chairman ako sin COT was mal important talangania hearing, confirmation hearing. Like itia logera question namini. El ada al sar clear al al questionnaire el mergid. The selbo losada in sering blagatak al mergid was she's probably the right fit for this job. Kaya gidal morabor der FIC. Maigal comment nga ka al-adi mora adal amorabor din da kunin sengkang mo inafal sengkyo langay mong akura dingun mo segi dam akmong among al tangat mong Miss Idip. Ngania bebira issues sa blacklist sa rumeral wasing gira la FIC mo actively look into them. Iga in related al mora bebira kamin sa blan mega bebira senators and din swakal expand on them. Sel issue lul sadar niya senators nga baw, which is in relation to, I think the term he was looking for was community reinvestment. Sel kuk trule labang al reinvest ra community niya aurora al sel. And I've heard this in the past coming from the banks. It was ang issue ra security, maulan de al sel nga risk, give out bigger loans and so forth. Adi kuradi ontig al morgaw, abo mga tangat al morabor dal was kamlut the FIC needs to work with these banks and look at what are those barriers. Ngra o regular tir mandegal give out loans and serve a community lo law dodringi. The FIC puts out an annual report, and the last one I saw loans that the foreign-owned banks give out is about 10 to 15%. 10 to 15% total deposits sa lolay. Meaning 85 to 90% of sell deposit lududira other below, they said somewhere else. They did not reinvest in this community. Etial reinvestment toram rigel. Tiang amle happen rabluram rigel ula FDIC through their Congress actually have a law that mandates banks that operate in certain communities but to reinvest in those communities. What was happening, I gelbang, let's say, Tangara depressed area, Tangara Hood, if you want to call it that, Madipasit say, Emro reinvest suburbs, which is really unfair to that lower income communities, yet they have no way to access those funds. Masadi comment nga kalmorgaw, mabamgaltangat talmong work with the board and the commissioner and find out what are those barriers. Recommend the mera olvira kululal wasi ay gagida al others malas take care sa the problem may gagida al bangal nga al sila blur below. They actually do reinvest in this community. Secondly, Togora ATM, and you actually mentioned it in your response number 10. To me, ATM serves as a branch. It serves as a place where depositors still access a fund. Ngar alela bangal provide their sales service. And after all, the bank is holding their money. Masel denier sell access and mora depositor malaraw dudel because ang technician namodeka cash, or whatever the issue may be, internet. You know, we've all been here and heard the stories. Why is the ATM down? The gumral was el suguma banga namodeka el fulfill el application ngi. El provide access el mora depositors el mora ududir. And they must provide that access. They need to do a few things. Get on a Zoom call, get on a WhatsApp call, and fix your ATMs, number one. Secondly, if you cannot do that, extend your bank hours. Make sure nga access the depositors, ma-access accounts. Let's go and providing it through the ATM. You better find another way to do it. Agumral was say agirel dru la FIC in this situation and mandate the bank. Find a way to provide access. Extend their hours, open on the weekends, because other businesses do it. Why can't the banks do it? Agumran was saying alil provide their access, and they must find a way. Hage kuradi kami tranga kalmurga namini. Abamal tangat kalmur aborde. I hope book per oversight hearing motible kamangala in circle. Solarate ale chairman.
Sulang. The whole reason why my comments were short and I said in the saying, I don't think it's fair for me to come here and so that's why I said for me to get a better perspective and then I can whatever I see that is not right, then I would definitely figure out a way to make it right. And what you said about the ATMs and banking hours, I completely and totally agree. I said, there's got to be something that you can do. You cannot just tell them we close at 3 o'clock and that's it. But as a consumer, and adim nakadruleg or didn't have any weight to do this, but I think the FIC should have and does have some kind of voice or weight to for the banks to comply and at least extend their service, because like you said, I go do their other lab and it becomes a problem for people, you know. So that definitely is something that needs to be looked into.
Ulala mura tabulwal.
Ya kamam saur tila agi del Congress tera ATM tiga di sharing il dilemma trigel sensera babel dao. Once upon a time at me lat check mo mga finance me the bora paperless the direct deposit. Mang mlongin. Tiga di issue ATM trigel rogul sensera di seral bonita il issue. Dia kasi ilo reka dao dudir. Itol si saak level mereka 215 abang kam la close. They have to get a day off. Temonga leave, el mail di mo manaw dudir. Ya bebira time ng mo dia kasabari. So tiagi del blaring at man no warm trigger so will selling. It takes away time from them and ya dudira dia kasi lore. Say kita. Ang korong ito siya mesa du ulit say. Engel imra sa dia kasi el mo imra ATM na babal daw. Letangar se spidol me malaw do del mutul mora babal daw mora alsang. Ito dire kal mal korasal. Sabi el belaygal substation ng Ariar bulis el mangare agi manunga sara agiuk madas padal lendik medong kora something to help them leng segid malu mangani arole le temuleng tangam lamora paperless meng jakalo le ka do nanti tel se sara pang meng since ko am le mention ngi don ngi tan suirel say thank you.
Dilay I kind of feel guilty because that paperless Sirakana Finance, I pushed for it. And luckily with Senate Bank of Hawaii at that time. But like I said, times change and there's things that we don't foresee. So paperless, the reason why you moved to paperless is to take time so that people don't have to go stand in line to go cash their checks. So now it's reversed. People are standing in line to go take out their money. So we're in a catch-22 situation. But I totally agree. We've asked them several times, and even to get one ATM at Surang, but they have all the excuses in the world why they can't do it. But like this, and for me, those ATMs are part of reinvesting the community. It's so, and I talaga ginang niya babal daw both sides the gayuk madas badal even blilyo. But that's like I said, as a consumer, I've asked, so maybe the FIC can push a little bit more, and I think they should, because it's ginadalo ko sila blue, and that's one way of doing it.
Diga ngot question.
Sulla chairman malutut merbekla de sulang al rate legi ko rate member aboard ding komen committee. Kami kadiri kal pes al silteng mak ul sa siwek. Hindi nga niya dire kal kora di so kal bring up pringil dire kal al sabela FIC sin sa kamot mura on my books. Like mo secure ko. Aktiso kal lo kora di ngwa ul sa del morsa lo mula COVID. Yabang sa kumlar niya loan na karapang yabang of ko amle help amle 2 or 3 months stop nga kal pera loan because of the pandemic. Ya kum da so se dire kal mal gidem or da so ngileng kita maral bedula situational dia ko dal sel. People are going to be faced with katawdudir modakal sabil pe obligations sa tirabang. I hope over FIC dire kal sibil o message sa igid masabol sibil mo do ay galbang. El borngi sa igid el partner tire el kora help para community. Tial rogil situational da kal sil. Ngal bang le del bek la adamang. Ngora dim le sokal bring up sa igid el mle happen rabang of kwam they did their own program la protect ra kamamal milalo na so I hope in sibil el kora di. El mol mel mga do orngi mo. Sel obong in sibil dire kal kora dasuri. Sulang.
Get yes, and I know the other banks also had some kind of their own form of how to say deferring their payments, and like you said, this pandemic is not gonna end soon. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to reduced hours, and so I think we have to look at that. And it's tableau rogid, everybody is. Adi kaderi blood some point somewhere sometime, so we need to. The bank has to figure out moral lungos blue direct, and it's not their intention of not paying. It's just they're out of a job, and it's not by choice. It's something that we are all gonna face at one point. So yes, I think that's an important thing that avoid the girilo meseringi and work with the banks to get more of that, deferred payment or lesser payment or whatever it is, but there's got to be some sort of assistance that the bank should be able to continue to give to the people.
Okay. Adigya ngot al question Miss Idip kada mo mga mertial hearing agad hindi ada ko sim di swakal di move to re-emphasize ay gil lamdong rawla tigal tangkal senators al sum mo ngal tangat mga mo maadal ti al board FIC please gigi del kora concerns ma kamentra adal girel la ungil lokot pel ti al board ti madala kabelment el omesa ti gidel particular industry banking industry mang dolingitra silwal ko na mo istam ra boardable sa elo mesra trend ra development direct lo take into account taigel ngangil available services lamos sa edel ko komes kitialo Mr. Tial challenge ra management ra kyas disbursement ra kyas adal mo ngaralan mo ATM duguk tomes taigel baby options madingek nasi kada kamnara kabelment dire kamal mle help ra development ma evolution ra management ra financial management ta blue bella treasury mal mle improve mang betol ada man na benefit ma betol employees sa kabelment ma sioba am na benefit ra yigidel el gukmli integrate at technology mo part ra delivery services. Tiya direct swada lo relo bangala bangal make sure la dabra baby develop blum na moringa yel de tulo sem payment system the online payment system sab edel ay gigida namus edel direct FIC mo relo bangala banks ma igal financial institutions explore at level sab edel guk adapta gigida guk PS los pela madirikal not only that madirikal product trabang ela domestra igal commercial banks ang they provide the services arwa savings ma checking ma maybe time deposits ma kuk igil kakarusel aerial facility ra loan loan na do del mora commercial loan ma consumer loan direct let's look into other services direct so adal masa FIC direct wabol setra direction ra tokora finances not only for businesses mar almol mutra individual at the trial al setra ngil behavior ra adal momdu ul save aududir momdu ul manage our resources at logi wa banking system maigil ka carousel product al bank sa offer. And then let's work with the industry, trigger players in the industry. Say, ay gagid na amla mo time sa ilguk commerce introduce ay gagid provide ay gagid carousel banking products. So with that gimal marang asulem gilingay gumurak na se selguk ngara lemre al ngara private sector direkal malo brad al ngara ligid marang asulem gongel guk kamit ta sa sirate mem guk mo support complemental so mga angal tangatel seneta confirm rakal mortel close to trail appointment makti ngulmor segi de al sumungan niya ka ulabong tokol samal kmong te maskate alle ngamo osmritia
Komam sa rogura te alla and like I said in the beginning dim na kaswakal me wasing the board needs to improve here or these are their weaknesses or what hindi ka sel di ko naman say pangaltangat takpong and like I said I will give my honest opinion my honest recommendations at what needs to be improved if anything or what other avenues we need to look at and I totally believe in this whole community reinvestment. I think all the banks should have some sort of community reinvestment type of fund project or whatever they might want to call it. Maldaw nutulo nga suliw. Ewasak managel kulbab sa bekal. Warrior terror sumakmingid. Sulang.
Okay, Miss Idip wak mutul mal maring asulem ra temem nos MLM apira madala committee. Ya gi momot mo korsel guk reporter kamamal mora rangalilaw lolela Senate. Al afternoon mora consideration ra tial appointment ra ma klutem nga sulem and let's hope for the best in your appointment. Thank you. Tial hearing adi merel masim.